Hello guys. I did all that you call here. So good to be here. You're welcome to another beautiful week. Last week we saw the DXY pull back drastically. If you go to the weekly time frame, you see what we have this crazy bullish engulfing candle that pull back. And price is pulling back towards where we have support like about 2 weeks ago. About no, this is about because I'm on the weekly time frame. It's about 4 weeks ago, and we can see that that set pressure is still very heavy with the dollar index and price pull back massively. I mean, it took out uh the buy profit of 3 weeks, approximately 3 weeks. That's how crazy this market can be. And as you can see, we are still playing around the structural liquidity that we have here, that already marked out because this is the last low. This is the previous low before this low for the DXY. And that's why we have seen that other risk assets and other currency like the major dollar peers have been reacting to the way the dollar is moving. Like we always say on this channel, the dollar is the most powerful currency. All right, and that's why we always look at it. So going forward, I expect the dollar to also this new week to pull back towards this zone, and then we look at what price can do around this zone. You see that we have price violate this support around 97.7, or we have price bounce around this area and create what is known as a structural liquidity. That's bullish structural liquidity, and then price pull back to this zone. So we either have that, okay, or we have price totally violate this support and pull and keep crashing. All right. And that's my position on the dollar index. I'll be sitting on my hands and watching what price will do around this zone. If you put your Fibonacci retracement, if you pick up your Fibonacci and you do this, you will see that we have had a full pullback below the 50% retracement of the Fibonacci retracement, based on the fact that the dollar index is very, very bearish. Or I haven't said that, let's go see what gold has been doing. Gold also, we have a gold, bounce off from this zone after that major pullback. All right, after that sell off, price started, bouncing off from here. Fundamentally, the reason why gold has been this bullish is because of the a lot of talk around the tariff. So a lot of people are jumping out of the US dollar, and then they are, gold is what a lot of investors rather play around with. And then you can see that overall, good has been bullish. I've said this many times, as you can see. Even a blind man can see that gold is stupendously what bullish. So you can see that gold has been very, very bullish. So, and any pullback is an opportunity to buy, like I always say on this channel. For gold, I don't like to try to pick the top. Okay, because if you look, if you on the weekly time frame, you see the way gold has been behaving. If you try to pick the top around there, it's going to really beat you to it. You see what gold did? Every time it pulls back, it breaks that high. It pulls back. It keeps pushing, breaking high after high. All right. And right now we are pulling towards the 3,500 zone again, where we pull back. The projection for gold towards the end of the year in 2025 is around the $4,000 zone, which is an unprecedented price area, because the highest we've done so far is around 2,500. All right, I haven't said that. Let's see what Bitcoin has been doing as well as against the dollar as well. Bitcoin also has been pumping. Some couple of weeks ago, I mentioned that on the spot market, because I don't like to trade Bitcoin on futures, so I rather stay with my spot. I took a position around that $77,000 zone, and then we saw price pump all the way to around 111,000. I think I started taking my profit around this zone, around that 106, 107, 108. I'm still holding a little bit, but I've taken more than 75% profit of my position I took from there. And then obviously our price is dancing around this. I expect price to pull back a little bit, probably to this zone, this support around 100,000 before we continue that uptrend. All right. I would say let's check currency. I don't want this video to be too long today. So for currency, because of the effect of the dollar index, we've been having a massive pullback for Euro USD that we saw, drop all the way from around 1.15. I think I dropped a trade call for a sell early last week, and it actually hits the stop loss. If you're in the group, you notice I did that. In this market, you can always be nobody's 100% right, right? So, and Euro USD is actually pulling back massively because of the way the dollar is dumping. I expect it to, the way it's moving, we might sit around this zone. All things being equal, if except price holds around 1.1, you might see a retest of price around this zone before, probably if price holds around 1.15, we are likely to see a pullback around this zone. However, if price doesn't hold back, we are likely to see a pullback and then continuation of this trend to the upside. So either way, you want to just follow price and follow the trend. So far, so good. This year, since January, we've been super bullish. If you look at what price has been doing, we've been extremely bullish in the beginning, practically since the beginning of this year, and price has really been moving to the upside. All right, for pounds USD, same thing. Apple for pounds USD, price finally took out this resistance that has been battling for almost 4 weeks. If you count this count on this weekly time frame, 1, 2, 3, 4, for 4 weeks, we'll be having price bouncing around this area, and finally, we have this breakout. We go to daily time frame. I mean, this is a major breakout. So, like I mentioned, if we see, except we see DXY bounce back around this zone, if not, price is likely to continue to this area around 1.37 for pounds. However, for pounds USD, I'll be sitting on my hand. I'm not going to be taking a buy because this is too close to the major resistance zone. All right, except if there's a major pullback and I see price forming support, like just around there, that we have a major pullback and then price form support and then bounce off. All right, that's for pounds USD. Lastly, let's look at what the give me 1 minute. So I want us to look at what USDJPY is doing as well, based on the way the dollar is behaving as well. You can see that price has been pulling back. Also, if you go to the weekly time frame as well, you see that we have this major pullback, and price has been, pulling back to this zone. So we'll see how the dollar react this week around the structural liquidity price. The price will take out this zone or it's going to bounce off. So I'll be watching this as well. If you go to the monthly time frame, you see that this is super bearish for USJPY. And the president of the United States is not helping matter at all, as touching tariffs. Every day is always talking about tariff. I think there's another threat right now. It's threatening the European Union, on tariff. There's a major threat. I think he's suggesting 50% tariff on the European Union. So that is it for the week. If you have not joined our Telegram group, there's a link below this video. Ensure you join. It's free to join. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.